Welcome back. In first lecture, we discussed introduction to attitude. In second lecture, we discussed characteristics, and now we are going to discuss the functions of attitude. There are, four different functions of attitude. First is utilitarian function. Second is ego defensive function. Third is knowledge function, and the fourth is value expressive functions. I mentioned each and every functions with examples. Let's come with the utilitarian functions. You know, utility means usefulness, right? How you develop attitude towards a particular product just because of its usefulness. To what extent the product gives you benefit, that is part of your utilitarian. Like if I talk about dove in the previous lecture, I already discussed. Dove is smoothness. In the winter season, generally you will see the advertisement of soap, declines. But you will see the advertisement of pears goes up. The reason is when you apply pears soap, it generally doesn't make any white patches on your body. So pears is generally people use pears in winter, and it also gives you the freshness sort of, right. When I talk about the Nike, again, it's all about the sports, right. The person who believes in a sport, the person having the sporty attitude, they generally go for the Nike because they think that whatever my attitude is in terms of playing a particular product, right. So this Nike is a synonymous with that attitude, right. And the last one, which I mentioned here, the Surf Excel, Dagache, right. Dagache, what do you want? What company wants to say? So let your children play whatever he or she wants to do. Let him or her do, because the day will not come again, right. So just don't stop your children playing in mud, because the dog which will come on the fabrics of the children, that is not going to be removed, right. So Surf Excel says, even just by paying 10 rupees, you can remove as stuff as stiff as possible, right. So Dove is all about utility of the smoothness. Beers is all about your freshness, especially in winter. Doesn't make any white sort of patches on your body. Nike is all about your sports attitude, and Surf Excel is all about let your children play, because playing is also very important. You will play, only then you will keep your body, your mind happy. So let your children play, and don't stop your children in playing just because the fabric will be dirty. So Surf Excel is here. So do make whatever your children could make to do himself or herself healthy, right. Now the next one is ego defensive. Basically here, when we talk about the ego defensive, something, negativity comes here, and how you are going to defend that negativity, this is a part of your attitude. Like for example, I am talking with my friend, and there is a bad smell from my mouth, you know so might be I will not feel comfortable while talking with my friends, or even my friends will be not comfortable because of the bad odor, right. So close up says, whenever you want to meet your friend or your girlfriend, you talk with your friends confidently, because the close up removes the all the bad breath that's coming out from your mouth. The same way, if you'll see the Rexona, you know, again the body odor is when you are standing, when you're talking with your friends, and bad odor is coming out from your body, so people will generally refrain to talk with you, refrain to stand with you, right? So here company says you go with the Rexona, and once you will use Rexona, so you can make people closer, right? In the same way, crack cream, you might have seen the advertisement of a woman uh, is in went went to a place where there's a marriage ceremony, and the one lady is dancing, and so the moment she sits, uh, and the people looks at her leg, so she just try to cover the leg, and the reason being, there's a crack. So the company says, in order to avoid this this sort of problem, this problem could come anywhere, right? Especially when you are singing, when you are dancing, on this spaces of reason, when you are sitting with your friends and suddenly your friend sees a crack on your heel. So the company says, in order to avoid all this, you go for the crack cream, because it heals your heel, within a very short span of time, and your heel looks beautiful, right? So that is all about your ego defensive. And the last one is a knowledge form. Knowledge form basically is what type of knowledge you are giving, to the consumer. Like uh, if I talk about the dengue season, right? Almost all parents, especially mothers, are very much protective in terms of sending her uh, ward out of the house, because she might have uh, uh, fear that there could be a chances of mosquito biting, and if mosquito bites, then there could be a chances of the dengue, right? So company comes with the you just use Odomos, and you apply Odomos on your on everywhere, right? Generally, we try to avoid using applying Odomos on the face. But even Odomos says this is safe for a newborn baby. In fact, so if Odomos is safe for the newborn baby, this is safe for everyone, right? So once you apply it and you go to park, and there you just play as much as you want, and whatever you want to do. If you want to open your t-shirts, even you can open, because the mosquito will not hovering around you, and that odomus will protect you from dengue sort of problem. So so this is your functions of attitude. Uh, the four functions. The utilitarian is all about your so attitude, which you develop in terms of your usefulness. Then ego defensive, yes, sometimes you also develop a negative attitude. So how to cope up with that negative attitude, how to be with your ego, like if there's a problem of body odor, so generally it diminishes your ego. If you have a bad breathing problem, again it diminishes your ego, right? So you go for the ego defensive. And the last one is so the knowledge form. So already we discussed that the dengue season is coming, and the companies are also coming with the more and more innovative products. You might have heard about the four drops of, right? So you just apply four drops, and your ward will be safe from the mosquito. There's no need to pour that drops even on the skin, because there could be a problem from other side. If I apply the drops on the skin, there could be allergy. So again, the company is saying that you just pour on your fabric, and mosquito will be away from your ward. So this is all about your functions of attitude. Next lecture, again, we are going to discuss the tri-component model. Before that, thank you so much for listening me carefully.